Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. At the moment I have 20 minutes to spare to film a video, so I'm going to stop procrastinating and I'll show you today what orchids, specifically Phalaenopsis orchids, I have in bloom. Side note, you might hear a piano noise, something which is quite loud. My kids are practicing piano. Let's start. I'm going to start with the Phalaenopsis that I do not have any IDs for. So first, here I have my gorgeous creamy yellow Phalaenopsis. Now, based of how she looks and the size, I'm assuming that she's a mini Phalaenopsis hybrid. I have it for 2 years now and she didn't really size up at all, and comparing to my thumb, as you can see how tiny these flowers are. Now they last a long time. She's been in bloom, as you can see. She lost a couple of flowers up here, but she's been in bloom now close to almost 2 months, and look at her, she still looks gorgeous. Oh, sorry. I really like that dotted pattern on the flowers and then on the lip as well, like that, those orangey purpley spotting. She's very lovely, although she doesn't have a fragrance, but I love her. I really do. I love these dainty thick flowers. Now moving on to the next one. I know she's not, I mean, she's seen better days, the flowers. This is the newest flower. Is like very bright, clean, actually white, with a dotted pattern on the lip, like a purple pattern. I really do love it as well. She's been in bloom for more than 2 months. Yes, she's been through a lot. You can see it on the flower that like they are slightly old, but I damaged them myself as well because one of the Phalaenopsis, when I was watering, dropped on top of it, but I was happy that the spike didn't broke. She's not fragrant, but I really do like it, and I do think by the size of the orchids, as you can see, sorry about the dust, she is going to be a big orchid, and I think the potential is going to be so high, much more than these. Now this is the first year. Yeah, I have it now for roughly almost a year, and she's doing so well. We have some aerial roots over here. Here we have my lovely Phalaenopsis pinif. She is gorgeous. Now she's been elongating her spike because we've been through a cold snap, and she lost the buds, and then decided after the weather warmed up a little bit that she's gonna elongate her spikes, which I'm very happy about. But because of the cold snap, you can see the spike is a little bit underwhelming, to be honest, because comparing to the size of the orchid, she could do better. And also she really needs a repot because she's falling out of its pot. She's not fragrant, but I do love these contrasting like petals, and it's almost like very velvety, and you can feel, you see those ridges dotted pattern over there, you can feel it when you touch it. The flower is quite thick in comparison to a normal, like for example white Phalaenopsis, which has very thin flowers. So yeah, she is lovely, but she can do better. Keeping up with the purple theme, we have my lovely Phalaenopsis, which actually she's been through a little bit of sag back. You can see she's still like a very large, but look at her. Even though she lost quite a bit of roots, she still put out quite a lovely show. Now what I like about this orchid is, like, do you see this edge is slightly frilly, and I really do enjoy something which is very like dotted pattern. And I'm starting to love the purple more and more. It's, for example, because purple orchids are so common. I thought, like, I used to not like them as much, but they're starting to grow on me, especially when they put on such a lovely show. These spikes are very cascading, because they usually are like in my bathroom. They are hanged on by, like, for example, a hook. They are slightly bended, and all the flower spikes are like droopy like this in my bathroom. But nonetheless, she doesn't have any fragrance, but she is gorgeous. Now, I know that this orchid is not in the best condition, because we have wilted flowers, we lost some buds, and she lost some roots as well. I didn't realize that I did not put the date when I repotted this orchid. I didn't mind it, because I saw she was growing well, she was putting out consistent flowering. She tends to bloom for very long time, and when I saw it, like, for example, the leaves getting very soft and shriveled, I was like, oh no, is it something going on with her? And fair enough, she lost all, like, roughly about 70% of its roots to root rot. She could have had some issues just because of these markings on the leaves. I am assuming it's some virus, but I'm not sure, to be honest. Now, the good news is, in the new leaf, we cannot see any more markings. So it seems that she can overcome it. When she was in the best condition, she can put on, like, a wonderful show. She's like, she can branch out quite a bit. And now I'm waiting for the Spagmoss. I'm budgeting for it. And I can't wait to pot her up and then wait for the next show. Although I might be cutting the flower spikes soon. I just wanted to show you how she looks. And also, like, the flowers are getting to, like, they are faded a little bit. Usually they are more darker. This is my last purple orchid in bloom. Here we have my Phalaenopsis Taisuko Miki, which is very gorgeous. Now, you might have seen it in some short videos that she has much more potential than this. And yes, she does. Now, I do think, as you saw it previously, the other orchid had some markings on its foliage, and she had the same thing. It might as well be a viral infection of some sort, and she has been a little bit set back due to those markings, and she lost as well some of the roots before repotting it in the beginning of the year. Now you can see we have a lot of algae on the Spagmoss, but you can see we have like new root tips and new roots going. The reason that why I have algae on the Spagmoss is because it's in, like, she sits in the bathroom in the quite bright location, and my cover pots are white, and actually these I don't think they protect against light. So algae, when it has, like, for example, fertilizer and light, it is very prolific. Now, I'm really happy that she's still, although she had a little bit of setback, she decided to bloom. Oh no, Okay, she decided to bloom. She's really, really gorgeous, and I'm even more happy that we have another spike in here. So it means that she's doing quite well. Now, no fragrance, but like the flowers, they are amazing. Now we have now a yellow with a bright orangey purpley lip. It's a very buttery yellow, which I really like, but the phone doesn't seem to pick up on it. It's more like greenish, but believe me, it's a buttery yellow. We lost, due to that skull snap, with her as well, a couple of buds, but she decided to elongate its spike, and she's doing quite well, as you can see by the root system. Now I do have a dilemma. I thought in my mind that this Phalaenopsis might be Phalaenopsis Fuller's Sunset, because look at about like the older flowers. Can you see? But why this happened? I usually don't get doubles, but when I see a Phalaenopsis struggling or almost, I see it on the I see it in any shops, and oh my goodness, she's dying. Let me save her. Maybe something different that I don't have, and this happened. I actually have two. They are basically the carbon copy of one another, but after looking on Google, oh wait, where's the tag? Because I have here, I noted down when I reported it, but I forgot to put the name. Oh yeah, I put 2 tags on it, which I need to write down. Okay. On Google, I found that this specific Phalaenopsis, it might be Amalfi. Now, I really don't know which is the correct ID. If you know it, please feel free to let me know. Now, obviously, I'm not going to keep 2 of them. They are pretty, no fragrance, have loads of potential. You can see by the size of the spike. Now, because I have brought from my mum 2 Phalaenopsis to save, and they are doing well. They're starting to root, but they are still not in the condition that I can give them back to her. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this pretty one to her to have it until I give the rest of the 2 to her. So yeah, because this one is recently potted and she's doing really well. We have new roots growing, and I really do think she's going to love it. Yeah. And second to last, we have my pretty, oh, I just hit it. My pretty Phalaenopsis Sunset Love, which she is due for a repot. She's been in this Spagmoss, which now looks questionable, for 2 years now past. Now I know the flowers look a little bit old, which they are, but just imagine that every single flower looks just like this. I mean, isn't she pretty? I mean, the size of the flower is not that, like, for example, not that big, but in these clusters, like, tell me she's not lovely. And the fragrance, I don't know how to describe it. It's lemony, vanilla-ish. I don't know. I'm weird. I just cannot seem to describe well enough the fragrances, but she is simply gorgeous. She's a big orchid. She can do much more than this. I don't know. She has about 50 or 30 flowers, I'm not sure, but once she gave me, I don't know, let me count them. Just give me a break. Okay, she has 30 flowers. But if I remember correctly, the previous flowering was 40 something. So her potential, it's big. Big and beautiful for sure. Look at that. I just cannot get enough of her. And also, she tends to put out every single time, without fail, 2 spikes at once, and she grows very, very well. I know she's dusty. I rarely move them. The only reason that I moved her right here, it's because I could not film it in the bathroom. It's kind of, it's weird, as even though it's supposed to be like, it's very, there's a ton of light in the bathroom, but because the light comes from outside, when I try to film from the inside out, facing the window, it always seems very, very dark, and they are not clear. That like so I had to do what I had to do. I moved it, which was a hassle because look at those aerial roots, and I have a bunch more phalaenopsis in the bathroom. Okay, moving on to our last one. And here we are. Look at this gorgeous orchid. Tell me she isn't gorgeous. Look at that. This is the freshest flower. Look at those peloric flowers. And she is Phalaenopsis bulgari lemon. Now, I'm kind of very on the edge with this ID because some of the, like on Google when I search this flower specifically, either there is peloric or there isn't peloric. So I'm not sure if this is the exact ID. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me down below in the comment section. So I'll drag it closer. I'm like, out of all my Phalaenopsis orchids that I have, like this orchid and the Phalaenopsis Sunset Love are my favorites, and same fragrance. I don't know if they have the same parent somewhere which gives them the fake fragrance, but like from those two, my bathroom, every single time the sun starts to shine in the bathroom, in the window, like it's amazing. These, when they are in bloom, you feel like you are in a tropical island somewhere, drinking, I don't know, lemonade. Oh my goodness, she is lovely. And with all that aside, I hope you like this video. I hope that you find some Phalaenopsis orchids which you loved and you added to your wish list. And please feel free to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye!